Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tyler, and today we have a topic that I absolutely love because this debate comes up a lot. For me, it's just a fun debate because I love all three franchises, all three characters, and so it's just a fun topic to discuss. So today we're going to be talking about Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and Halloween. The big three franchises. I don't really know what I want to say about them, but I just want to go over them, the fandom behind them, just, I don't know, various things about them. So for those that are unaware, because I always have always considered the big three to be Freddy, Michael, and Jason, but I know that some people add like a Pinhead or a Leatherface, just depending on how, like, when they grew up and stuff like that. But for me, and for the horror community as a whole, these are the big three. These are so many stupid conversations, including this one, have come up over the years about this series or these series, always comparing them. So, hey, I figure may as well do some comparing. One thing I want to talk about is the first film in the series. Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween, their first films are just amazing. Absolutely, like, just mind-blowingly good. To me, they're the best films in the franchise, despite even some of the sequels getting close, but they're the absolute best. Meanwhile, Friday the 13th, I think that it takes a little bit for it to find its legs and becomes what it's going to become. I know some people that really like the first three films, like, and then don't like it once Jason becomes more of like a zombie. But that's more of what I consider the franchise to be, is like the unstoppable killing machine where you're almost like rooting for him. I've never really given the first Friday the 13th the praise that I've given Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween, specifically because I just don't think it has the longevity. I don't think it was made by as talented of filmmakers. I think that Sean Cunningham, which by his own admission, like, this was a cash grab, evidenced by his career until he had to just come back and use Friday the 13th as his like income. He very much was like he was essentially trying to get away from it, not liking what the series became, and he's a big reason that like the series takes some shitty turns. Holy fuck. Friday the 13th, the like Jason Goes to Hell, which is like almost entirely like what he wanted, and just in terms of he wanted the hockey mask off, which anyone that just says they want the hockey mask off, get the fuck out of here. Which I get, like, in terms of like that's not what he created, but guess what? The hockey mask is what gets him his fucking money, his royalties. So that was always one thing that never sat well with me. But also just watching the films, it's just not as well made as the first Halloween, the first Nightmare on Elm Street. That's always been one thing I've always kind of held against Friday the 13th. However, like in a total reversal, the Halloween series, I feel like the quality drops so much from film to film, and I like the series, but there's a lot of continuity issues. There's just a lot of stuff that's going wrong with that series, which again, I love Halloween, love Nightmare on Elm Street, love Friday the 13th, but these are just issues that are evident in the series, but I love them regardless. So with like Halloween, I like the second one. Third one's good. Obviously it doesn't have Michael Myers, which is fine. From there, it's just very, very uneven. There's parts in other ones that are great. I used to hate the sixth one, Curse of Michael Myers, for a really long time, and then something happened where I just saw it in a new light, and I actually love the producer's cut. Absolutely love it. But then once you're getting into like Halloween H2O, it's very uneven, has a lot of issues. Resurrection's just fucking awful. And you have Rob Zombie films, which are legitimately some of the worst horror films out there. Just terrible. The first Halloween is like as in the remake is like it's kind of middle ground. If I'm ever gonna rewatch one just for shits and giggles from Rob Zombie's like films, that's the one I'll pick because it's a lot more palatable. The second one, on the other hand, it's fucking garbage. And obviously the new Halloween, like 18, is just fucking phenomenal. So that's a big gap in quality. Like the two best films in the series, it's the first and the last in the series. So it's a big gap. Meanwhile, you have Friday the 13th, which I think certainly goes up and down, but I feel like its low points aren't quite as low as Halloween. Like, I love the second film. Third film's great. Fourth film is possibly the best in the series. Fifth film I love, and I get why people don't like it because the imposter Jason, but despite Jason not being there, it is the most Friday the 13th of Friday the 13th films. So that aspect is awesome. Plus it's sleazy, which is fun in a slasher movie. Then you have the sixth one, which is just phenomenal. It's my favorite in the series. It's just, oh, it's so good. It's almost like, it's practically a parody of it. It's definitely a satire of like Friday the 13th, but it still takes it seriously. And I just love that movie. The seventh one actually used to be one of my favorites, and then it doesn't hold up well over like with repeated viewings, especially with how much the MPAA had really fucked with that one. And then you have like definitely the lull in the series, which is like Jason Takes Manhattan. Then that moves over, Paramount drops it, and New Line picks it up, where then you have Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X. Then we finally get Freddy versus Jason, which kind of finally snaps the shitty streak of Jason. So Jason Takes Manhattan, Jason Goes to Hell, and Jason X are just lesser films in the series, but they're still fun. They're still a lot of fun. Jason Goes to Hell is definitely at the bottom of the list. I would say that's the Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 of the series. So it's really, really, really poorly done, but it's whatever. It was made by like a 23-year-old grad student, which is just mind-blowing. So I don't hold that against it. And then Friday the 13th, like the remake is just, I love the remake. It's so good. So good. They just did a really, really good job with it. I think the only complaint would be that I wish that it was like counselors or something, like just rather than just college kids going to party at like their cabin, where it's like, wait, why didn't Jason get you at this cabin before? So little things like that, but again, I still enjoy the series as a whole so much. Going to Nightmare on Elm Street. This, as you can tell by the shirt, even though I have a Jason shirt over there too, I don't have a Michael Myers shirt. I need to change that. So yeah, this one's my favorite series just because of how creative it is and just how it doesn't dip quite as much as some of the other films. Which again, it's just all the personal preference. I love the creativity of the series. Just did such a good job throughout of just creating just a really fun time, unique. It's not just like kids getting killed. The whole dream aspect really just adds a interesting layer, especially the whole they can't go to sleep. I love that. Second film obviously has a whole lot of gay undertones or practical overtones. Then when you get to third, fourth, fifth, it's just third, fourth, and fifth is a really good trilogy. And then I know that some people pair 1, 3, and New Nightmare. So that's just another thing that I like about it too. You can just pair certain films together, which I mean you can do in the other series too. But I think that this one, it just works really, really well. Freddy's Dead. It's one of the lesser entries. The remake is definitely the worst. The remake is fucking awful. Like just awful. And honestly, the remake is so bad that it almost, I was like, ooh, well, kind of brings down the quality of the series, but whatever. It still has an interesting concept with the dream world, so yeah, it's not as good, but something that's manageable. And then obviously the like absolute biggest difference between these like killers is the fact that Freddy speaks and has these like one-liners, which I get a kick out of. And obviously you don't have like you don't have like Jason and Michael doing that. They're silent killers. So I think that that's one thing that is a big reason why I like the Nightmare on Elm Street series, because Freddy's just a great character. When you're watching these like a slasher franchise, it gets to the point where you're rooting for the killer, because that's the through line of the series. Like the other characters come and go, and this is the one character you're stuck with. So even though they're killing people and doing these awful things, you end up kind of like not on their side, but wanting to see them and do their thing. So I really, God, sorry that I keep fucking hitting this. My back is killing me, and I'm just, oh, it's so uncomfortable. I feel like you guys are just gonna notice, like, oh, he's like twitching a lot, doing random. My back is killing me right now. So, but yeah, that's really all though. I just wanted to kind of go over the franchises, to like talk about them a little bit, just a little bit of a discussion. And yeah, that's really all. Hope that you guys enjoyed this whole discussion. What franchise is your favorite of these three? How would you rank them? Which I guess it means I should probably rank them. Oh, that's tough. That is really fucking tough. Oh shit. So I'm gonna have to go Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, then Halloween. I love the Halloween series, but those Rob Zombie films really bring it down. Plus Resurrection. Just yeah, those really bring it down. And outside of that, fucking just love the rest of the series. love so much about it. And that's all for this week. I hope that you guys enjoyed. And yeah, again, let me know down below what your favorite of these franchises are. And I will see you next week.
Hey friends, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and check out this video that YouTube thinks that you would like.